Hi, and welcome to Digital Safety in Early Childhood Classrooms. My name is Kelly Davis. I'm an Education Coordinator at Learn, and I can't wait to work with you today. Let's talk about the objectives for today's training. After today's training, I hope you have an increased understanding of digital literacy, age-appropriate digital tools and content, privacy standards, available safeguards and restriction settings, and screen time recommendations and best practices. So let's talk about what it means to teach digital literacy in early childhood education. The National Association for the Education of Young Children, NAEYC, says that teaching digital literacy in a preschool classroom involves introducing young children to the fundamentals of technology usage, online safety, and digital citizenship in an age-appropriate manner. When we talk about basic technology skills, we talk about introducing children to simple technology tools such as tablets, computers, and interactive whiteboards. You can also include learning how to use a mouse, a touchscreen, or a keyboard. When we talk about being online, we need to talk a little bit about digital etiquette. Digital etiquette includes understanding how to share equipment, what is respectful communication online, understanding privacy and privacy settings, asking for help when it comes to using any online equipment and while you are online, understanding how to care for equipment, and knowing what the appropriate time limits are for screen time in your classroom. What makes digital tools appropriate for children? Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics says that in order for a digital tool to be appropriate for children, it should be high quality content, it should be co-viewed with an adult, it should not be fast-paced, no content that you're viewing should be violent, and content and screen time should not be used as the only way to calm a child. Additionally, the American Academy of Pediatrics has updated their screen time recommendations. The long time no screen time before 2 rule is out. Now it is recommended for children 18 months or younger to only be using screens when they are live video chatting with family and friends. Children 18 months to 2 years old should have limited screen time, and they should not be allowed to view screens on their own. High-quality educational programming should be chosen for them, and adults should be watching the children to ensure that they understand what they are using and watching. Children 2 to 5 years old should have a limit to about an hour of screen time per day. Adults should watch as well to ensure understanding and application to their world is perceived appropriately when using any online content or tools. Children 6 or older should have consistent limits on the amount of time that they are allowed to spend online and what type of media they are allowed to view and use. Screen time should not affect sleep, exercise, or other behaviors. One of the sample online tools that I wanted to show you today comes directly from PBS Online. It's called Peep and the Big Wide World, and it's available through pbskids.com. As we can see, this is a great interactive, brightly colored website that has information for parents, educators, and also a tab that allows you to translate the website into Spanish. This website can be used for both games that are interactive and for children to listen to stories. If we click here, the way things move, we can see that there are games and stories that can be viewed.
Quack snacks.
There seems to be a game right here.
Help Chirp deliver a berry to Quack by making a track. Tap the bush to drop a berry.
This interactive game allows children to use the mouse and see cause and effect. They tap the bush, the berry is dropped.
That berry didn't get to quack. Find a piece of track in the dirt that you can use to get the berry to quack.
Again, children can follow 1 to 2 step instructions. Find a piece
Now,
of track.
use the mouse to move that piece of track to the circles where you'd like it to go.
Learning how to use the mouse to move the track where you'd like it to go.
Now, drop another berry.
Cause and effect.
Get the berry to roll closer to quack.
Could we use this track and put this track here? Let's see.
Roll it again. Roll it again.
This is a great way for children to learn cause and effect and also how to use the tools while still interacting online appropriately. Let's get back to our training. When we talk about appropriate digital creativity for children under 5 years old involves using digital tools and technologies to support their creative expression, exploration, and learning. Here are some examples: drawing and painting, digital storytelling, music and sound, photography, simple coding and exploration. By providing children opportunities for digital creativity, educators and parents alike can support children's overall development and learning, while also helping them to develop important digital literacy skills. So here's another website that can help children learn appropriate digital creativity. Encouraging children to explore digital tools like the Peg and Cat website from PBS Kids allows for creative expression in drawing apps and digital storytelling. So let's click the link and check this website out. We can see here that there's stories by the book in the corner and games by the remote in the corner. If we click on the story, let's see, we'll go to the election problem. Children have the opportunity to control the story by pushing the play button. This is something that we can work with children to understand. Using the mouse, they can click it and start the story.
The election problem.
Again, using the mouse, clicking the play button. Let's see what happens.
Hi there, I'm Peg, and this is Cat. The farmer needs someone to watch his 100 chickens while he takes his eggs to market. I really hope he picks me.
Again, we have digital storytelling here. We had some simple animation. And then down here in the corner, you'll see the page number actually is a math problem. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2.
The pig wants to watch the chickens too, so we'll have an election to decide who gets to be in charge while the farmer's away.
Again, simple animation and storytelling. Using the mouse, like we were taught, to click the button and turn the page.
The chickens can vote for who they want by sitting in front of a picture of me or the pig. Whoever has most chickens on their side wins the election. Come on, chickens, vote for me.
This is a safe website that you can check prior to letting children go in on their own and see these pages themselves. However, it's important again to remember when we use any technology in the classroom, adults should be checking that information first. Let's get back to our training. Like we just mentioned, it's important to review websites prior to bringing them into your classroom or showing them to children. No website or digital tool should be introduced to children or the classroom without being thoroughly reviewed and checked by staff. This is important to ensure that all content is appropriate and that pop-ups are not happening inappropriately while you're watching videos or playing online games. When you're making digital equipment safe and setting up restrictions on tools and technology that you'll be using in your classroom, it's important to remember that you should be putting on a parental restriction or access, implementing login procedures for all technology, restricting all camera and microphone access, securing devices in a secure storage area, regularly checking all devices for malware, firmware, and software updates. And your program should have established procedures and policies around equipment usage, and it's important that all staff understand the importance of consistently following these policies and procedures. This comes directly from the American Academy of Pediatrics and Common Sense Media. The National Association for the Education of Young Children has an additional statement about social media usage in the classroom. When we look at it, we can see that the focus is on smart rooms and social media etiquette. Its ethical implications for educators. It's important that educators understand that there are liability issues along with ethical issues that come with posting on social media. Your program should have policies and procedures around social media usage. These should be understood by all parents and all staff members that are in your program. When we talk about the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, it's important to understand that this is a federal law that protects the privacy of student records, educations, and gives parents certain rights with respect to their child's educational records. FERPA ensures that schools obtain written consent from parents before disclosing any personally identifiable information from a student's education record, unless an exception applies. Schools must also provide parents with the opportunity to inspect and review their child's education records and request amendments if they believe the records are inaccurate or misleading. There's also COPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and that is a federal law that regulates the collection and use of personal information from children under the age of 13 by websites, apps, or other online services. COPA requires that these services clearly post their privacy policies, obtain parental consent before collecting personal information from children, and maintain the confidentiality, security, and integrity of the collected information. Additionally, COPA limits the types and amounts of personal information that can be collected from children, ensuring that their online experiences are safer and more private. However, even though this federal law exists, it is important that an adult assist children with understanding and using all technology and knowing where children are online when they are using the technology. So take a moment and let's think about some next steps. How can you use the information that we reviewed today, thinking about your individual program, to implement these tools into your classroom? Does your program have policies around the technology available within the program? Do you have policies that are reviewed not only with staff but also with families? Do families and staff have a shared understanding of outcomes and objectives for using technology in the classroom? Do families and staff have an understanding of privacy laws around social media usage and what your program policy is? There are many more tools and resources available on the Parent and Caregiver Technology Resource Hub from GEER. If you click on it, the links are all available in the slideshow, you'll see that you can find the resources in a multitude of different languages. The resources include educational apps and media, screen time recommendations, learning more about your child's digital footprint, belonging and accessibility, technology and learning, technology and growing, and tech to go. Over here you can see where it says educational apps and media, your child's digital footprint, screen time, technology and growing. All of the tabs that are listed to the right are also listed here on the left. We also wanted to make sure that we included additional tools that are available that have to do with privacy and understanding digital etiquette for early childhood programs and when working with children in early childhood programs. This includes NAEYC, the Connecticut ELDS and DOTS, learning more about PBS sites, Sesame Street, digital story time on YouTube, and then making sense of all of the federal, local, and state laws around child's privacy. There are many online websites and tools for literacy with children, and many of them have interactive components. Again, there is a wonderful resource page in the GEER website that we just looked at. But remember, you should be checking all websites to make sure they're safe before introducing them in your classroom. We know your time is valuable and we appreciate you taking time today to sit through this training. If you have any additional questions, we would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.